we dive into the harrowing account of a lone hiker's encounter with what is known as the Whispering Woods phenomenon. An encounter so chilling it has left both seasoned investigators and curious onlookers grappling for answers. Join us as we venture into the dense, fog-laden forests of the Pacific Northwest, where reality itself seems to waver and time stands still. Sarah Mason, an avid hiker and lover of nature, had always found solace in the embrace of the wilderness. Her life in the bustling city of Seattle was often overwhelming, filled with the constant hum of urban life. The Whispering Woods, known for its tranquil beauty and mysterious aura, was the perfect escape for her. Sarah had heard tales of the woods from fellow hikers, stories of serene trails and hidden waterfalls. She had always been drawn to the unknown, the allure of discovering something extraordinary in the ordinary. The day began like any other hiking trip. Sarah packed her essentials, a map, a compass, her trusty hiking boots, and a backpack filled with snacks and water. The weather was perfect for a hike, cool and slightly overcast, with a gentle breeze rustling through the trees. She set out early, her excitement palpable as she drove towards the trailhead. The drive was uneventful, the familiar sight of rolling hills and dense forests passing by her window. As she arrived at the trailhead, Sarah took a moment to appreciate the beauty around her. The forest seemed alive, vibrant with the sounds of nature. Birds chirped cheerfully, the leaves rustled in the wind, and the distant sound of a babbling brook provided a soothing background melody. She took a deep breath, savoring the fresh, earthy scent of the forest. This was her sanctuary, a place where she could disconnect from the chaos of everyday life and reconnect with herself. Sarah began her hike with a sense of anticipation. The trail was well marked, winding through towering trees and lush undergrowth. The path was soft underfoot, carpeted with fallen leaves and moss. She moved with confidence, her steps light and sure. She had done this countless times before, and each hike brought her a sense of peace and fulfillment. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the scenery became more enchanting. Sunlight filtered through the canopy, casting dappled shadows on the ground. The air was cool and refreshing, carrying the faint scent of pine and damp earth. Sarah felt a sense of harmony, as if she were a part of the forest, and the forest a part of her. She walked with a rhythm, her breathing steady, her mind clear. As the morning progressed, Sarah noticed subtle changes in the forest's atmosphere. The familiar sounds of the forest began to fade, replaced by an eerie silence that seemed to press in on all sides. The birdsong ceased, the rustling leaves grew still, and even the distant call of a deer fell silent. The air grew heavy, and an inexplicable chill settled over the area. Sarah's unease grew with each step. She checked her watch, it was 2:15 p.m. The light around her seemed dimmer than it should have been, as if the day was slipping away faster than expected. The once vibrant forest now appeared muted, the colors less vivid, the shadows deeper and more pronounced. She pressed on, hoping to reach the scenic overlook before turning back. As she ventured further, the fog began to roll in, thick and impenetrable. It clung to the trees, obscuring her view and adding to the growing sense of disorientation. Sarah felt an odd sense of unease creeping over her. She could no longer see the sun, the dense canopy overhead blocking out the sky. The forest, once a place of beauty and serenity, now felt oppressive and foreboding. Then, she saw them. Shadows, flitting through the trees, just at the edge of her vision. She blinked, convinced it was a trick of the light, but they remained. Dark, indistinct figures moving with a silent grace, watching her. Her heart pounded in her chest as she quickened her pace. The shadows seemed to follow, always staying just out of clear sight. Sarah's steps grew hurried as she tried to outpace the shadows. She stumbled, catching herself on a rough bark tree, and for a moment, she thought she heard whispering, faint, indistinct voices carried on the breeze. The sound was unsettling, like a distant murmur that she couldn't quite make out. It sent a shiver down her spine, her instincts screaming at her to leave. Desperate to escape, she turned and retraced her steps, but the path seemed unfamiliar, twisted. The fog grew denser, obscuring her view. Panic set in as she realized she could no longer hear the comforting sounds of nature, only the relentless whispering and the soft, almost imperceptible footfalls behind her. She checked her watch again, 4:45 p.m. Nearly 2.5 hours had passed, yet it felt like only minutes since she first saw the shadows. Her head throbbed, and a sharp pain shot through her temples, forcing her to stop and catch her breath. The whispering grew louder, more insistent. She spun around, expecting to see anyone, but there was nothing. Just the dense fog and the oppressive silence. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she broke through the tree line, stumbling onto the familiar trailhead. The fog lifted as abruptly as it had descended, and the whispering ceased. Sarah collapsed to her knees, exhausted and disoriented, her mind racing to make sense of what had just happened. Upon returning home, Sarah discovered peculiar markings on her arms and neck, tiny, intricate symbols that seemed to pulse with a faint, eerie glow. She sought help from local authorities and paranormal investigators, but no one could provide a definitive explanation. The experience left her shaken, the vivid memories of the shadows and the whispering voices haunting her dreams. Sarah's encounter with the Whispering Woods phenomenon soon became the talk of the town. News spread quickly, drawing the attention of curious onlookers and seasoned investigators alike. Paranormal enthusiasts speculated about the nature of the phenomenon, while skeptics dismissed it as a figment of her imagination. Despite the differing opinions, one thing was clear: Sarah's story had struck a chord, igniting a fervent desire to uncover the truth. As news of Sarah's encounter spread, a team of investigators from the Paranormal Research Society, PRS, took an interest in her case. Led by Dr. Ethan Cole, a renowned expert in paranormal phenomena, the team arrived in the small town near the Whispering Woods, eager to delve into the mystery. Dr. Cole had spent years studying similar occurrences and believed that Sarah's experience might hold the key to understanding the elusive phenomenon. The PRS team set up their base of operations in a quaint, old-fashioned inn on the outskirts of town. They began by interviewing Sarah, gathering every detail of her experience. Dr. Cole listened intently as Sarah recounted her harrowing ordeal, noting the peculiarities of the shadows and the whispering voices. He was particularly interested in the symbols that had appeared on her skin, as they bore a resemblance to ancient runes used in various rituals and ceremonies. The team also spoke with local residents, many of whom had their own stories of strange happenings in the Whispering Woods. Some recounted seeing ghostly apparitions, while others spoke of hearing unexplained voices. A few even claimed to have witnessed time distortions, where hours seemed to pass in mere minutes. These accounts, while varied, all pointed to a common thread: the Whispering Woods was a place where the boundaries of reality seemed to blur. Armed with this information, Dr. Cole and his team ventured into the Whispering Woods, determined to uncover the truth. They carried an array of equipment: cameras, audio recorders, electromagnetic field detectors, and thermal imaging devices, all designed to capture any anomalies. The team proceeded cautiously, aware of the forest's reputation and the potential dangers that lurked within. As they moved deeper into the forest, the atmosphere grew heavy, much like Sarah had described. The familiar sounds of nature faded, replaced by an eerie silence that seemed to press in on all sides. The fog began to roll in, thick and impenetrable, obscuring their view and adding to the growing sense of unease. The first night in the forest proved uneventful, but the team remained vigilant. On the second night, however, things took a dramatic turn. As they sat around the campfire, discussing their findings, they began to hear faint whispers carried on the breeze. The sound was unsettling, like a distant murmur that they couldn't quite make out. It sent a shiver down their spines, their instincts screaming at them to leave. Dr. Cole instructed the team to remain calm and continue their observations. They set up cameras and audio recorders in the surrounding area, hoping to capture evidence of the phenomenon. As the night wore on, the whispering grew louder, more insistent. Shadows flitted through the trees, just at the edge of their vision, much like Sarah had described. The team members felt an odd sense of unease creeping over them. Time seemed to distort, with hours passing in what felt like mere minutes. The forest, once a place of beauty and serenity, now felt oppressive and foreboding. Despite the fear, they pressed on, determined to uncover the truth. On the third day, the team made a startling discovery. Deep within the forest, they stumbled upon a hidden clearing. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient stone circle, covered in moss and vines. The stones were engraved with intricate symbols, identical to those that had appeared on Sarah's skin. The air around the circle felt charged, as if it hummed with an unseen energy. Dr. Cole and his team examined the stones closely, taking photographs and making detailed notes. The symbols appeared to be a mix of ancient runes and esoteric markings, suggesting that the site had been used for rituals or ceremonies. The team speculated that the stone circle might be the source of the strange occurrences in the forest, a focal point for the paranormal activity. As they continued their investigation, the team experienced a series of inexplicable events. Equipment malfunctioned, batteries drained rapidly, and strange lights appeared in the sky. They also encountered more shadows and heard the relentless whispering, which seemed to emanate from the stone circle itself. The experience was both thrilling and terrifying, confirming their suspicions that the Whispering Woods was a place where the boundaries of reality were thin. After a week in the forest, Dr. Cole and his team returned to town, their minds buzzing with the implications of their findings. They compiled their data, analyzing the photographs, audio recordings, and field notes. The evidence was compelling, suggesting that the Whispering Woods was indeed a hotspot for paranormal activity. Dr. Cole presented his findings to the Paranormal Research Society, detailing the team's experiences and the discovery of the stone circle. He proposed that the site be preserved and studied further, as it held the potential to unlock new understanding of the paranormal. The PRS agreed, recognizing the significance of the discovery and the need for continued research. Sarah's encounter with the Whispering Woods phenomenon had opened the door to a new realm of possibilities. Her story, once dismissed by skeptics, had become a catalyst for a deeper exploration of the unknown. The forest, with its enigmatic beauty and haunting secrets, remained a place of mystery, a reminder that there are still places in the world where the boundaries of reality blur and the unknown whispers its secrets. As for Sarah, she continued her hikes, though she approached the Whispering Woods with a newfound respect and caution. Her experience had changed her, deepening her appreciation for the mysteries of the natural world. She remained curious and adventurous, ever eager to explore the unknown, but with a keener awareness of the forces that lay hidden beneath the surface. And so, the story of the Whispering Woods phenomenon became a part of local lore, a tale passed down through generations, a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. The forest, with its whispers and shadows, continued to beckon to those who dared to venture into its depths, promising an experience that was both thrilling and terrifying, a journey into the heart of the mysterious and the unseen.